آنچه که ملاحظه کردید، صدایی که شنیدید، فضای غبارآلوده استودیو.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm back. My name is James Williams. They also call me the one and only Dark Waters. I'd appreciate it if you hit the like button. As you can see, I'm using my corporate America talking point voice. I won't be using it for very long because, quite frankly, it's disgusting. It's aggravating. But over the past couple of days, we've been diving into the news, and I have been enjoying this dive into the news, but it's not deep enough. And the challenge I've been facing is, how do I take you to the depths of the dark waters in an expedient manner? I don't know that it's possible, but my intentions is to bring you into the depths starting right now. Hit the like button, put on your scuba mask, let's go.
This month, the corporate elites gathered in Davos, Switzerland at the World Economic Forum to plan the future for the rest of humanity. Their scheme, which they call the Great Reset, will drain what's ever left in your bank account and strip mine the beleaguered middle class of its remaining equity.
Now, you may be saying to yourself, well, James, I already know what the Great Reset it is. I had heard about it before. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Recognize right now that you are trapped in between God's Great Reset and the evil men of this world's Great Reset. This is the perspective that we're looking at the news from every day on this channel.
What gave you the idea to do this?
I've had it for a long time. The first time I had it, but you guys were after me. I said I had to focus. I was the hunted, and now I'm the hunter. It's a big difference. Big difference.
Now that we know the ultimate end goal of our enemy, now we can actually assess what's really going on in the news. Let's start with the rift, the giant rift that has opened in the conservative movement. Not the Republican Party, the Conservative Party. And this rift has opened over Israel and Iran, and it must be explored.
Trying to murder Donald Trump.
You're the one
who can't figure out if it was a good idea to kill General Soleimani, and you said it was bad.
You don't believe they're trying to murder Trump.
Yes, I do.
Because you're not calling for military strikes against them in retaliation. And if you really believe that,
we're carrying out military strikes today.
You said Israel was.
Right, with our help. I said we. Israel is leading them, but we're supporting them.
Well, you're breaking news here, because the U.S. government last night denied, the National Security Council spokesman Alex Pfeiffer denied on behalf of Trump that we were acting on Israel's behalf in any offensive capacity.
No, we're not bombing them. Israel's bombing them.
You just said we were.
And this, ladies and gentlemen, is real journalism. Real journalism asks tough questions of people, no matter how friendly you are with them, no matter if you're on the same side or not, if you have similar beliefs or not. When it comes down to issues that affect the entire world, a real journalist is going to ask real questions. And yes, I said AXE, not ASK, because I'm from New Orleans. Deal with it. Here's where I stand on this, and this is what's important for you to understand. This role, this agenda to try and convince the American people that Iran is a threat to the American people, it's not going to work. You can't have it both ways. A part of the MAGA movement was awakening the people. Now the people are awake. You cannot propagandize the people into a war. You're going to have to talk to the people and explain why we need to go to war. You can't propagandize them. And what we're seeing in this battle in the media is truly the battle of them trying to propagandize the MAGA movement. We can't be propagandized. Remember, these are the same group of people, while everybody else in 2020 was jumping off of roofs and afraid, they withstood the absolute largest marketing campaign targeted at people getting things put in their body.
Following some breaking news this morning right now as you take a live look here in Washington as we are watching the Supreme Court this hour. Rulings coming down. So this just in, the Supreme Court is upholding a Tennessee law restricting gender-altering procedures for minors. That's a big win there for Tennessee. The 6-3 ruling is likely to have a broad impact on not just Tennessee, but 24 other states that have already enacted laws similar to the one in Tennessee. Again, banning gender-altering procedures for minors. So a big one there.
There's a breaking news update coming out of Tennessee. But what does it mean? Everybody wants to know, what does it mean? What's beyond just, breaking news? This happened by the Supreme Court. Let me tell you what it means. It means that the enemies of America, which are your enemies, which are the enemies of the world, are losing, like I said the other day. But it takes for you to keep the enemy in perspective. Let me show you. Don't act like I'm crazy. Let me show you.
No, you have it correct. I mean, first of all, we have to accept the World Economic Forum is a fanatical political organization that uses fear and manipulation like COVID hysteria, like the hoax of global warming, to really facilitate people thinking that somehow they're the saviors, but really all you're doing is helping them accomplish their goal, which really is a global public-private fascist movement and fusion of big government, big tech, big money to create a technocratic ruling elite, which conveniently is them. And really, Laura, if you want to look at it a different way, too, with the World Economic Forum, they want to create feudalism 2.0, in which we are serfs and they are the lords ruling over us.
Get it? So now, ladies and gentlemen, I will say that in about 6 minutes, we have effectively reached the depths of the problem. We are in the deep, dark waters. The issue is now, how do we pursue this from being inside the deep, dark waters? Which way do you go? Which way do you go? I'll tell you which way we go. We come right back up. And now we see what's going on in the news as it pertains to that. These people, which we have defined those people as the World Economic Forum, these people have goals and objectives, and part of their goals and objectives is to kill all of us. So this war between Israel and Iran, if it could possibly lead to World War III and they can go into their underground bunkers, they'll be happy. So when I sit here and say, man, I'm not with this war, I'd say not because I'm anti-Israel or anything like that, because I know that it's an objective of the people who want to kill us all. I know it.
We need to eat less meat. We need to stop land being used for cattle and growing grain for the billions of animals that we keep in our intensive farms. And then finally, we cannot hide away from human population growth because, you know, it underlies so many of the other problems. All these things we talk about wouldn't be a problem if there was the size of population that there was 500 years ago.
You see what these lunatics be talking about? So no, I don't want no war. No, you can't convince me. You can't propagandize me. You can't make me feel bad about Tucker Carlson coming out challenging it. Donald, I love you. You can get mad all you want, but you need to be challenged to make sure that we are right. Because part of these people plan is to have a war and kill a huge part of the population. And that's what civic engagement is. That's what being a responsible citizen is. And that's how you know you're not a member of a cult, because you can think for your damn self. Them people who marching out in them streets, those are cult members. They running around marching with just acting a damn fool. Your ass is in a cult. We ain't in no cult. We think for ourselves. And if you're wrong, we tell you you're wrong. I don't want no war. I ain't trying to get blown up.
Questions. Peter, what's up?
Very chatty President Trump today revealed to reporters that he told Prime Minister Netanyahu to keep going with the strikes in Iran. But President Trump is hesitating to say whether or not the United States military is going to get involved. And almost simultaneously, while he was saying that he is fed up with Iran, that he's had enough and his patience has already run out, Pete Hegseth, the defense secretary, was on Capitol Hill testifying at a budget committee hearing, and he was asked about whether or not he has already briefed President Trump about strike options inside Iran. Hegseth said that he could not go into that in a public setting. The president also made a big reveal that Iranian diplomats are asking to come here to the White House, something that he said is kind of complicated. He also reiterated that he is a little bewildered that the Iranians want to negotiate now, something they could have done while his team was engaging with them 2 weeks ago before all of this death and destruction. The president says the next week is going to be very big for that. He also is calling the Iranians schoolyard bullies, but he says after the last couple days, they are not bullies anymore. Bill.
Peter, good stuff. Peter Ducey, you mentioned Pete Hegseth.
And I'm still hoping and holding out that we don't have to have no war. Because the way I see it, this is Donald's maximum leverage strategy. If I was in his shoes, I'd blow some stuff up to bring you to the table too. Yeah, I will blow all kinds of things up to bring you to the table. To make sure you understand that you can't beat me, but I don't want to have to go full on nuclear war with you, but I got to bring you to your knees. So maybe, just maybe, that's where we are. But in retrospect, in full disclosure, we need to understand that there are people who want World War III because they have an agenda. And that's what we took a look at just now. If you like the videos, if you like the channel, go and subscribe. Hit the button. Hit the like button. Come on back in like 30 minutes to an hour. Watch the next video.